What sequel, in your opinion, was genuinely better than the original? Street Fighter 2. Age of Empires 2. Evil Dead 2. Mad Max 2. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not the new online one, I mean the awesome one with Galactic Conquest and Rise of the Republic and that sort of thing. Slipknot Iowa. Aliens vs. Alien. Star Trek 2. The Wrath of Khan. If Jesus died for our sins, then who died for our cuz and tan? Euclid, depending on which angle you look at it. People with skin cancer died for the tan. Martyrs die for a just cuz. Pythagoras. Mrs. Markham. Who swore we were all going to end up working at McDonald's? She was wrong. It was Wendy's. The SOHCAH TOA teacher who wore Native American clothes who got fired. Reddit is just going off on a tangent. What city disappointed you the most when visiting? Atlantic City. It's way dirtier and run down than I thought it'd be. Branson, Missouri felt like if Wish.com were a place. Licking, Missouri. Not enough licking happening. Got shot 5 minutes after arriving in Rio. Edit. After 7-hour road trip from Sao Paulo with 2 friends, nearly got carjacked at a gas station. Several shots fired, only 1 hit. My Brazil friend got me to a backdoor dock, stayed there the whole night and drank pitu with him. Great guy and his stories are wild. Damn, this thread makes me not want to go anywhere ever, lol. I know everyone loves Marrakesh. But I hated it. It would have been amazing before about 2000. But now it just feels like a Disneyland version of their culture to cater to Western tourists. Alibaba costumes pretending to be desert nomads. Half of their handmade goods are just cheap shit from China. And you can't walk 20 feet without being approached by scammers. Like, literally every block. The entire city just feels like a facade to attract dumb tourist money. I get why PPL love it. But that was my take. What comedian isn't funny? I open this thread every time I see it as though I'm gonna find anything other than the same 6 names over and over again. Never do. Sticking around to see how many Steve Harveys and Amy Schumers get called out. Brendan Schaub. Dat fan. As an Asian, I could relate to a lot of his jokes, so they were funny at first, then it became clear that those were the only jokes he had. I then realized that the jokes I had laughed at weren't as funny as I originally thought. I was 15 at the time. I was annoyed that he actually won. That asshole in my high school calc class. Fuck you, Frank. Jimmy Fallon laughs like there is a sniper aiming at him. People who screamed when the lights went out in class, why? It was the only time you could do something troublesome and the teacher wouldn't know which of the 20 kids did it. How else will everyone know the lights went out? Some people just like to be dramatic. It's the same kids who complain about how the light hurts their eyes when they come back on. Hey, who turned out the lights? I'm 50 years old and I still go, ooh ooh hhhhh, when the lights go down at the cinema. My wife hates me. Serious. What is the scariest unsolved mystery you know about? Attention. Serious. Tag notice. Asterisk. Jokes, puns, and off-topic comments are not permitted. https www.reddit.com/r/askreddit/wiki/index#wiki_rule_6- in asterisk any asterisk comment. Parent or child. Asterisk parent comments that aren't from the target group will be removed, along with their child replies. Asterisk report comments that violate these rules. posts that have few relevant answers within the first hour, and posts that are not appropriate for the serious tag will be removed. Consider doing an AMA request instead. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the discussion. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit. Message, compose to =r@AskReddit if you have any questions or concerns. In 2006, 23-year-old Robert Hornbeck, a soldier at Fort Benning, went to Savannah to visit family. He went out bar hopping with a friend. His dad came to pick him up at 3 a.m. His dad called and Robert answered, saying, "Dad, I'm on the stairs." Then the call disconnected. He was missing for the next 10 days. In the nearby DeSoto Hilton Hotel, guests started complaining about a terrible smell whenever the air conditioning came on. A worker went down to check the problem and found Hornbeck's body inside the air conditioning unit. He wasn't staying at the hotel. Somehow he got inside the hotel through employee entrance door that was supposedly locked. But there was no sign of forced entry. He would have crossed a dark, empty ballroom and gone through a maintenance door. He climbed up 13 steps so steep they were like a ladder. From there, he went down a dark hallway next to the AC unit. He'd have seen 3 panels that opened into the unit, a large one and 2 smaller ones. The police actually checked inside the large one, figuring no one could have gone in the smaller ones. When they later check again, they found Hornbeck had climbed through the middle door, which was only 14 inches wide. Cold air would have immediately blasted him when he opened it. He crawled down through the duct and somehow got past rotating fan blade to crawl even further inside the unit. He was eventually hit by another fan blade and died inside the unit. The police found no signs of foul play and it was ruled an accident. https://story/4853662/access-not-easy-to-dash-unit-where-soldier-died/. Someone I knew in high school was at a party. Reports showed that people saw him leaving the house around 1:30 a.m. and was walking home. It was about a 10-minute walk. However, he was never heard from again. A lot of people were questioned. The party had 12 or 13 people attending the party and he was the one of 3 people who left at the same time. Everyone was 16 to 20. They say he only had 2 or 3 drinks. He didn't like to get drunk and never had more than that. No other substances were believed to be at the party. 3 days later, his body appears in a pond in a different neighborhood in the opposite direction of his home from where the party was and where his body showed up. He had to cross a main street and walk about half a mile, unless he walked through backyards. The morning his body was found, there was a report that 2 people had stood outside the pond the morning before and the morning of his body floating to the top of the pond. There was some time spent trying to figure out who those 2 people were, but nothing came of it. It was ruled an accidental death. One of the people at the party was a close friend's sister. She's talked about it. She said she truly doesn't know what happened. She just knows that he wasn't remotely drunk, barely tipsy. There's no reason for him to walk in that direction and she has no idea who might have been at the pond in the morning. On June 4, 2010, 7-year-old Kyron Horman was taken to Skyline Elementary School in Portland, Oregon by his stepmother, Terry, who then stayed with him while he attended a science fair. Terry stated that she left the school at around 8:45 a.m. and that she remembered seeing Kyron walking down the hall to his first class. He never showed up in his first class, a math class, and was instead marked as absent that day. His stepmother went and did some errands and came home to post the photos of her son at the science fair. At 3:30 p.m. Terry and her husband, Kane, walked with their daughter, Kiara, to the bus stop to meet Kyron. The bus driver told her he had not boarded the bus. Terry called the school only to be told Kyron had not been seen since early that day and was marked as absent. An exhaustive search has found no trace of him. The case of Todd Geib, a guy who was at a party with his friends and left to walk home alone. His friends got some weird phone calls from him after he left, and then he was missing for a few weeks, I think. Then weeks later he was found standing upright in the middle of a lake, like with the water up to his shoulders. From what I remember, the cause of death wasn't drowning, so he must have been placed there. Honestly, so fucking creepy. The serial killer in Baltimore that is currently murdering women with zero news coverage.
Subscribe, my brothers.